Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So it's the final video for the Tamiya Boomerang 2023, this one. If you want to see the full build video, if you just go back in onto the channel and you'll see that. Super cool build. I'll say from the start, this is just for my collection only. Never intended to run this one at all. It's a complete dry build. No oil in the shocks, no grease, and I was going to say no bearings. It's all bushes, but the kit comes with, what's it come with? 2, 4, 6 bearings in total. But the rest is bushes. But yeah, super nice to put together. So in this video, we're going to get the driver figure painted and then all mounted in, then we'll get the body and wing cut out, that's painted in white, and then we'll get the Boomerang decals on it, and we'll also get the tyre writing done. And at the end of this video, we'll put it into the last spot in that particular cabinet. And I am super stoked to have a Boomerang in the collection. It's just awesome. But that would not have been possible without my good friend Jason from Pedals, Bicycles and RCs. Pedals, Bicycle and RC shop. If you're a long-term viewer, you know who that is. Now he's got his website up and running. He's obviously on Instagram, and he's on Facebook as well. And he's kind of separated on Instagram and Facebook, I believe, the sort of Pedals, Bicycle and RC, that's what it's called, but he's now got separate Instagram and Facebook group, or page, sorry, for the RCs, but it's a website that's awesome. So the links to all that good stuff is in the pinned comment on this video and in the about section. Click on the website, have a look, you'll be impressed. It's cool, and it's not just Tamiya either. So just before we get into the body, Jason, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, my friend, just a massive thank you, massively appreciated. And yeah, you brought joy to this, oh man, this has been really cool to put together. Anyway, weather depending, let's see if we can get this finished. Right, let's get this party started, as they say. So what I've done so far, fitted this, which is, I don't know if it adds any support to the body shell. I guess it does because it kind of sits on it, but it's also where the driver figure goes and bolts to here. Then I put the rear wing mounts on. So that's basically ready to mount the shell now. So I'm going to get the shell and wing cut out, and then we'll get that mounted. Right. After a half an hour, shell, wing cut out. Obviously, wing's not mounted yet, but the body's pretty much it, and it kind of does rest on that bar. I'm just going to say, I'm not very critical very often of Tamiya or particular Tamiya cars, but one of the big things about the Boomerang I was never keen on was how far back the driver actually was. Now, obviously, this is not painted, so you can see it better, but obviously the edge of the window's here, and his helmet bolts down here. So he's right at the back, so you've got all this space where, you know, I understand why they've done it for electrics or whatever, probably more so for a mechanical speed controller. But yeah, I've never been a fan of that. So I might say, I think, and I'm pretty sure I did this before, take the blue bar back off, cut the pips off that go through, and then turn it 180 so it's a little bit more forward. So the driver head's just, well, the driver figure is a little bit more forward. Pretty sure I've done that before. Years ago, but once we get the driver painted or whatever, we'll have a look at that. But next thing is to get the PS1 white paint on this. Now, Tamiya, you swines, you've not given me window masks, which is poor. So it's not a tricky shape to do with two side windows, but what I'm going to probably do, I'm going to cut out the netting decals and then trace round them on some masking and see if I can do it that way, which will just be a bit quicker, because to do that from the inside, yeah, it's time consuming, whereas I might just be able to trace those. Anyway, let's get that done next. Right, that's the window masks on. The plan with the decals didn't work because they don't go the full length, they cut off like down here vertically, which I actually knew when I was talking about it, but I carried on because I'm dumbass. So anyway, I just went over with thick masking tape and then sort of put a craft knife around it. I need to tidy that up a little bit, but it's only 2 pieces of masking either side. So as I say, it's Tamiya PS1, so very straightforward paint. Probably trickiest bit is just making sure you get enough white into the edges of these wings. You know, that's like you can flood and then it's a disaster. So it's about 18 degrees, but it's raining. But it's just wet, but it's drying up. So I'm just going to wait for a break in the rain, and we'll get out and get some paint on that. I want to get that painted and then let it harden, and then we can move on to the next stages. Right, that's the paint on, and I've done the side decals just to see what it looked like. I didn't know if I was going to fill it in with extra black around. It's supposed to have a gap around the netting, but yeah, I have made a big error. If you watch it on big screen, you'll see it. There's like, for want of a better terminology, there's like dust marks under the paint. Now, here I go. I didn't clean the shell properly, as in hot soapy water and dry it all off. I just wiped it off, and the kit's brand new. But it looks, whether it's marks on the shell, but it looks like it had dust on it, or some kind of marking on it that I couldn't see on the transparent shell. Anyway, not too bothered about it. The decals are going to cover most of it. I've also done the very basic driver figure, and that is incredibly basic, but it looks okay. And again, you don't really see it in the car. So, what I'm going to do now is, I'll just leave that to harden and we'll get on with the tyre writing. We'll get on with the tyre writing. Right then, so, off camera, obviously, as you can see, cut all the decals out, driver's built, tyre writing's done. 2 coats on that, might need a third. But now the fun part, let's start putting the bits on the car. Right, step 1, drive the figure in, decals on the driver. There's just some basic 3 Tamiya decals on the driver. That's in position. I'll have a look at seeing if that'll turn later. I've got a sneaky feeling I had to mod this and take some off of it, because the more forward it comes, I think it hits on the body and the body starts to rock on it, if that makes sense. Also did the bumper decals, which I love on the Boomerang. Very cool. What we're doing now, we'll whiz the wheels and tyres on next. Right, that's looking awesome. Love it. Yeah, so that's basically that car finish. So it's just the decals now. Some tricky ones. So anyway, let's get cracking at this. Right, so that's the 2 window struts on, and then the 2 decals at the back. Right, so now I'm going to go with the tricky ones. Right, that's squeaky bum time over. So obviously I've got the 2 main ones on either side. No creases, which is always nice. Obviously you sort of line it, you line it up here. So it kind of is what it is where the stripes go, but they look pretty good to me. And also the big main one on the wing. Now on purpose I left the sides off because from memory I need to put them on when they're on the car, or at least I kind of have it in a rough position so I get the decals flowing up onto the wing. So I'm going to leave the wing for now and we'll get all the body decals on. Right, decals are on. Really happy with that. Did make an error on the wing, which I'll show you in a sec. So yeah, all bog standard, apart from I've cut the Tamiya off this and put that on just to fill that roof in. And obviously you guys will build a lot of Tamiya kits, you'll know on a decal sheet in the bottom corner there's this one. It's got some other writing in there. I just cut around it. I just wanted something on there. I might take these 2 off at some point, but for now I kind of like it. Wing, yeah, ballsed it up. Well, slightly. Obviously one side's got Boomerang on it, the other's got the racing team, and that's kind of supposed to be moved down in the middle, but I put the racing team on and I'd not realised, and when I stuck it down, the end of the M is right at the end. It's on, but it's right at the end, so I had to make the Boomerang one do the same. It's not the end of the world, to be honest. And let's see if I can do this on camera. So I think I've got my lines pretty darn good. That's roughly it. So that lines up really nice. So yes, now let's get it on the car. And that, my friends, is D for done, and that looks absolutely superb. Now, I'm doing this in kind of real time, so it needs a little bit of fettling. I need just to tidy these areas up. There's some adhesive on the inside of the windows. Just tidy this bit up. There's a few little bits I've just got to do, but I was just kind of anxious to get it together to see it finished, because it's definitely a classic. And from the other side, god damn, love it. Absolutely love it. So cool. I've not seen a boomerang in the flesh for such a long time. I've had many over the years. I've had quite a few box art ones. But to get the chance to build, I know it's a 2023 one, but nevertheless, to get the chance to build one completely box art. And then, again, I said it in the first build video, it's just pure Tamiya, isn't it? Everything about it is pure 80s Tamiya at that. Right, I think what we'll do now is we'll get it in its display position. And there she is. I had a position ready for her. Beautiful. That is super sweet. Yes. Oh, next to the Hot Shot, the original one. Obviously, we're going to have the family soon, so I have the Hot Shot and now the Boomerang. Where are we? Super Shot down there, and of course the big wig. And as I'm speaking, Tamiya have now released the Super Sabre and the Hot Shot 2, which I've got both on pre-order. So that's awesome. Once I get those two arrive, get those built, I've got the full Hot Shot family, which is just awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. Really happy to have that. So I'm going to be lazy and end this video here instead of making a proper outro. But Jason, my friend, thank you so much for sponsoring this video build series. It has been an absolute pleasure. And again, to everyone watching, if you're interested, I'll put all the links to Jason's website and contact information in the pinned comment and also in the about section of the video. Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely. I love it. Now I'm going to stare at the boomerang for a while. So as always, my friends, thanks so much for watching. And as always, happy arseeing.